Welcome to the Nehemiah Entrepreneurship Community Podcast. My name is Patrice Tsague. I'm your host. I am here with my good friend Anamaria on part 2 of our podcast as we talk with her about the business coaching in midst of COVID-19. Anamaria, how are you? Welcome to the podcast.
Great. Thank you, Patrice. Looking forward. I'm very refreshed after a long weekend.
You have. Well, Anamaria, so in part 1, we talked about kind of your journey in setting up AMP. We talked about you being a part of the Kingdom Business Coaching and how that's impacted your practice and so forth, and with the Nehemiah project. And so what I want to do on this particular podcast is focus in on, we talked about how COVID-19, how you've made adjustment with your practice, how you pivoted, and how you even prepared in order to be able to take advantage and be prepared for COVID-19. So we're going to focus today on kind of the best practices around coaching entrepreneurs in this COVID-19 environment. And then I'm going to get into your book as well. Well, the first thing is, so how is AMP doing? Is we had a session 2 weeks ago. We had our last pocket 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks later, how you guys doing in midst of as you now get to on quarantine, as we're now getting back to business?
Well, Patrice, because our business was considered the whole time essential, so for us, we have not stopped working. So we still have been coming to our office. We have a big office that each one of us has our own office, so we can maintain the distance. Our conference room also allowed to maintain the distance as well. And we have not allowed yet the clients to come physically because that's the requirement if you are an essential. So we are waiting for phase 2, where the local government is going to allow us to bring our clients inside of the office with the certain requirements that needs to continue for a while.
Awesome. So do you have an idea what requirement will be, what are some of the requirements that will be on you? And the reason I ask is because one of the things that's important for entrepreneurs to understand as you think about reopening wherever they are around the world is that the post-quarantine business environment is going to be a different business environment than normal. There's a new normal now. And so as entrepreneurs, we have to prepare to how do we survive on this new normal? Do you have an idea what's going to be required of AMP in your kind of business in your city?
Well, absolutely. One thing that it will require from us is continue the love and service attitude, because for us, that is huge. People are missing that portion because everything has been virtual. So we want to make the people feel important and respected simultaneously when they come to our company. So there are certain requirements, which it will be obviously the sanitizer. It has to be kind of a sanitizer station when you welcome on the business. You have to have an area for meetings where you will still be able to keep the social distance or the 6 feet, and also be able to be practical in what you use if you are sharing. So be able to not share the same laptops, for example. So each one of the clients will be bringing their own laptops for our sessions. If we need to go and look for things, they will be in need to bring those tools. Or we always continue offering on the virtual opportunity.
I love it. So sanitizers and some other elements. So as entrepreneurs, I mean, the good thing is that it doesn't look like it's going to make any significant difference on your costs of doing business.
On the other hand, Patrice, it may even have a positive impact if we want to help we have clients coming or driving from long distances. So even for them, the fact that they have been receiving the group coaching and the individual coaching virtually has even facilitated for them and reduced their costs.
Awesome. So you're doing a blended model. So now AMP, they can have full access to the AMP services, either physically or virtually. The client can now choose. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Now, you had got into a large facility right before COVID-19. As you look back at it, do you regret the large facility? Is this still as effective as it would have been without COVID? Talk to us about it, because there are some people who have gotten rid or reduced their facility because of the virtual requirement now. How's that been for you?
Patrice, one of the characteristics of Anamaria and her relationship with the Lord is that I pray before making decisions. So when the decision comes, I believe it comes with an approval from God. So in my life, I have very few regrets because for me there are opportunities. So for me, God knew exactly what he was doing when he opened these doors in our new office. If we had kept in the old office in downtown, we could not be able to work in our offices within the whole 3 months. We will not be able to provide everything that we have been able to provide right now if we were still in that office. So for us, we clearly know that this was God's plan for his business to allow us, if we pay February and March double rent, and we don't get it because our lease in downtown ended in March, but we needed to take this new office as it is right away. So we will not lose the opportunity to move here. So we took the risk and we paid double rent. And now we don't even regret that, because the Lord even allowed our offices in downtown to be leased again. So they refund us some of the money of the 2 months.
I love it. So here what I'm getting from you. So the importance of prayer, right? Praying before every decision, because correct. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. James teaches us that, right? The Apostle James. Absolutely. That you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So that as you make decision, God goes before you, giving you wisdom to make the right decision so that you have no regrets. A key principle.
Well, so, another thing, Patrice, if you allow me to add, you introduced me to the Timothy Plan and Glenn Ripple, and they introduced me to Dexter, Back to God. And coincidentally, Dexter has a devotional about little David with the Goliath and how his 5 stones that he used to kill the Goliath were a priority, always referring to how God has blessed him before, also connected with God, prayer. And when you use those 5 stones, it really works. So for us, the COVID was our Goliath. It's like it's Goliath, but we have been facing it instead of running away from the Goliath. We are facing it with those P instruments. And so prayer is essential for us.
Amen. I love it. Yeah. Sade, who's watching online, I hope I said your name right, Sade Banks, she said, yes, prayer before all decisions. And it's key. She said, great advice. So you're going to be our speaker, one of our speakers this year for Nehemiah Week. And thank you for that. And the topic I've assigned you is titled Strength Through Our Diversity. In part because you have a book called Cross Culture, A New Thirst for Diversity Engagement. So I want to talk about this book, and I want to talk about it in relationship to, I'm going to tie it a little bit to COVID-19. So first of all, what's the book about and what led you to write this book?
Thank you, Patrice. The book about is how to take advantage of the this model of human behavior that was given by Dr. William Marston from the Columbia University in the 1920s, 1930s, very popular, this model of personalities styles. But those were more for human behavior. What we had done is to study the same model with a cultural behavior and identify cultures in each one of the quadrants of the DISC personality. That has given us incredible access to develop sales training, for example, leadership training, marketing training, customer service training to different cultures, because it's different. We do it and we provide it according to the culture that we are approaching. It's completely different, Patrice, to sell or to outreach a market of the Hispanic market than to reach the Asian market. Different. So with this, you have a quicker impact, quicker penetration, and better results with the same material you adapted to the person you are talking to, you are offering, you are touching, instead of using your same style for everybody.
So here's what I'm hearing you say, that as I'm selling or building a team or whatever the case may be, I need to be mindful of the differences of culture and personality so that I'm able to engage my team or my clients based upon not just their personality profile, but their cultural context. Is that what you're saying?
That is absolutely correct, Patrice. And in the marketing with missions, you call that conceptualization. You had to conceptualize the culture that you are going to approach and adapt the message of the gospel according to that culture. So the same thing, our mission field is the marketplace. So we conceptualize the marketplace and we approach it according to those cultures.
Wow, I love it. So now, and by the way, Anamaria will be speaking at Nehemiah Week. And if you're not yet registered for it, you can go to our website, nehemiahproject.org or nehemiahecommunity.com, and you can find out about the conference. It's going to be a one-week conference with a focus on growth, expansion through strategy, and we're going to deal with different aspects of strategic development. And then Amber, we're going to talk about strength through diversity. So she's going to do a general session, and then a breakout around going deeper into really how to use strength through strategy. Anamaria, Nehemiah Project, part of our strength is our diversity, right? We are in 5 regions of the world: Asia, Europe, Latin America, North America, and Africa. So before I want to get into your book in a little bit, and so you can kind of help us understand how each of those regions or each of those are. You're going to give me a free coaching session now. So our audience can see. I'm going to give you each of our region. You're going to give me the flavor. Before we get to that though, what is your sense as a coach and as a diversity? Why is it important for businesses, wherever they are around the world, to be equipped and understand the importance of serving various culture? Is that a plus, minus? If I'm in an environment where most of our customers are white or Black or Latino or Africans or Asian, why do I care? Why is diversity important for me?
It's not a plus, it's not a multiple, it's an exponential. Because the world is a melting pot. No matter where you go, you will find people from different cultures everywhere. You don't have to go into a mission field in a different country for me to find in the United States all cultures, Patrice. If I go to different countries, more and more people are mingling and they are acting and combined. Also, international trade is becoming more essential. We are going to be the small, medium-sized businesses and the diverse businesses. We are the people of the economy in United States and in many other different countries. Especially with this COVID-19, we have realized that corporations have been the most affected than even the small businesses. A lot of the large corporations have lost billions of dollars per day. And they have been monsters that has to release for law a lot of their employees. Some speak about half of their staff has been furloughed. Others speak about a third of their staff. So we as small businesses can become collaborative. And if we appreciate our differences, we become incredible powerful, Patrice, incredible powerful. That's something that and that's the way the Lord created us. I always believe that God created us in his image, one image with different flavors.
I love it. One image with different flavor. So with that, let's get into the book. So you begin in the book with chapter 1. Again, the book is titled Cross Culture, A New Thirst for Diversity Engagement. If they want to get a copy of the book, where do they go, Anamaria?
They go to our website, Patrice, ampintl.com, and they can purchase it directly from there. And they will receive a book signed by myself.
Awesome. So you start with chapter 1. You call this the coffee crop, a cross-culture foundation. Tell us kind of what the reader can expect to read to get in that chapter.
Well, Patrice, is basically understanding why the importance of this book. Basically understanding that it became essential even in my own marriage. My husband is a gringo. He's from North Carolina. And it was even in our dating time when we will saw the differences. I will embarrass him in our going out for dinner because I will request from the waitress if she could please make fresh coffee. I am Colombian and I love coffee, and I almost treasure and test coffee like when you test a good wine, with the difference that the age on the coffee damages the coffee, the age on the wine better the wine. But you could taste the aroma, the flavor, the acidity, the strength, and all of that has a different flavor. So for my husband, he didn't care if it was made half an hour ago, the pot, or 3 hours ago. Part of us was the freshness of being right, maybe. For him was on the opposite. He will be drinking sodas, something that I will not drink. Then also, I have a dear friend of mine who is Jewish. Now she works with us. You know, Patrice, our vice president. She's all about water. She's all about same thing. And then I have another friend who was all about drinking tea because I could not convince her than coffee. So that also brought for me the kind of the inspiration of the design of the book, a new thirst, because we all have a thirst for different things.
Ooh,
thirst,
that's clever.
That thirst it was compared with our personalities. For example, the personalities of the American culture is everything fast and energy and do it now. So we call that, and in the picture you will see an energy drink. But for us, the Latinos, the African Americans, the people from the islands, it's all about flavor. It's party time. So even for coffee, it's the coffee latte, or it's the flavor cafe, or it's a drink, it's a good wine, or whatever. Then we have the people from the Philippines, from the Korea, from that are a little more into the normal thing. Don't change me much, just the regular. So we put the water for them. And then we had the Asian, the Chinese, and the Japanese culture to have the tea. That's where the design of the correct.
I love it. That is witty. We're going to get back to that because I'm going to ask you about us in a minute. But so with that, so let's look at your second chapter. You say hot or cold, sweet or light, a thirst view of the DISC model of human behavior. What can the reader expect to get from there?
Well, the basis of the model of human behavior, the DISC. The DISC is a model that said we all first connect. In any relationship, the first thing that we do is we connect, but we connect in a different pace. Some of us are fast-paced, and some of us are more laid-back, a slow pace. The fast-paced, like myself, we talk with the hands, we hug, we kiss, we are excited. My husband is an engineer, so for him, he's very much laid-back. I had to tell him when I take him to Hispanic parties, and we call Chiquito and Chiquita, I said, Chiquito, smiling is showing your teeth. Smiling is, that's it. But I had to encourage him because that's not who he is. But when he takes me to engineering parties, he reminds me, no hugs, no kissing, give the distance. so we can have a first connection from one another. This is essential because when we meet people for the first time, that's when we create the first impression. And the first impression is critical. The second parameter of the DISC model is what we prefer to work. There are people who prefer to work on tasks, but there are others that enjoy working with people. In our cultures on the Hispanics, African American, the island, we are people. It's about family. We are hugging, we are party, we are celebration. So, but the Americans are more into the task. Tell me what to do and do it now. So that's very much the 4 quadrants. So that's what comes.
I love it. I love it. This is good stuff. I mean, this is great for marriage. This is great for business. It's great for team. Then in chapter 3, you say energy drink, coffee, water, or tea, a cross-culture application of this model. So what can the reader expect to get out of chapter 3?
Well, now they understood the basics of the DISC model. Now it comes our creativity. We research and study the different cultures, and we can group them in different 4 quadrants of the DISC model. So in the D model, on the D quadrant, who are the people who are fast-paced and task-oriented, we will have cultures like North American, some of the European countries like Germany, Russia, that are very tax-oriented and very fast. We also are going to have in the I quadrant, which is fast people, but people-oriented, fast-paced people-oriented, the Hispanics, the African-Americans, the people from the islands, again with the flavors, with the party. Then we will have the S group, where we have the Philippines, we have the Indian culture, we have the Pakistani culture. And then we have, for example, on the C culture, the Chinese, the Japanese. And even in some of the countries and in some of the continents, they had separate groups.
I was going to ask, so could it be in a particular country or continent where you have subgroups that are even further divided?
Absolutely. And even in Latin America, Patrice, for example, if you go to Latin America, if you go to Colombia, if you go to Argentina, Chile, so you can see a lot more of the fast pace, a lot more of the tax-oriented people to professional, very on the line. But in the other hand, if you go to Uruguay, Paraguay, Mexico, they are so more relaxed, a slower pace, taking it easier than what we could do.
I love it. And then now we move to chapter 4, where now you said, an energy drink, please. Getting to know the D culture. Tell us about that.
Well, that's helping you to understand how to relate to those cultures. Those cultures are challenging, Patrice, if we don't understand them. And for us who are diverse suppliers, and we want to come and negotiate with the American culture, we can perceive them in different ways. We can perceive them as they are demanding. We can perceive them as they are doers. We can perceive it even as if they were cold, because they don't have that much interest in the emotions.
It's about the bottom line, right?
It's about the bottom line. And for business, it's huge, Patrice, because if I make an appointment with an American person, that person is going to expect it to be at least 5 or 10 minutes prior to the appointment. So at the appointment time, I had to be ready to start the appointment. If I go from my Hispanic culture and arrive 5, 10 minutes late, I already started in the wrong side.
That's right. I love it.
I don't want to start to do any business with this person, because
good stuff.
That's going to put me behind. On the other side, if I want to follow up with that person, I cannot just lay back and follow up. If I don't follow up with a D in the next 24 or 48 max hours, I lost him.
Wow. I love it.
The person moves quickly. They tend to make decisions in the first 10 minutes, Patrice.
Wow, this is good.
If I had not gotten them, I lost the business. On the opposite, if I try to force an Asian person to make a decision in the next 10 minutes, I lost the client, because they never make a decision in the first 10 minutes. They are very much collective decision makers, no individual decision maker, as the D cultures are individual decision makers. So if I'm the CEO of the company, I can make my decision and it's a go. But if I am an Asian, no matter how higher I am, we have a collective decision that it will take time. And I cannot push them to make that decision. So if I follow up in the next 24 hours or 40 hours, the image that I'm giving is that I don't know their culture, that I don't know what I'm doing, and that I'm pushy, and they will not feel respected. And for them, respect is huge because it's a hierarchic aspect.
Wow. Then chapter 5, you get to, it's a vanilla or caramel latte, getting to know the I culture. Tell us about that.
Well, Patrice, if I come and you are emotional about your child just lost something and your child is very dear to you, and I bring you to an appointment with me, and I expect you to have no emotions, and I don't care, and I ask you, hi Patrice, please have a sit down, and I can see you sad, but I don't ask anything, and you are a personality who is hurting by your daughter, you will consider me that I am not approachable, that I was not sensitive to your needs. But if I say, Patrice, I have been with you for a couple of years now, I noticed that you are a little sad. Is there anything I can pray for you? That will mean a lot to you. But if I say the same to a tax-oriented person, they will consider that including myself in a personal business, and it's not my business.
Wow.
For us, a business meeting, if it's all our same culture or the same style, it's probably 20 minutes of family, French celebration, talking about the different things that are happening. And the last 5-10 minutes will be, oh, by the way, did you review my contract? Oh, yes. Are we good? Absolutely, we are good. No, I want you to change this. And that's it. The other D will start with the contract because that's what I came for.
This could grow business, save business, and definitely help a lot of people. Chapter 6, again, if you want to get a copy of this book, you can visit Anamaria on the AMP website. And also Anamaria will be a speaker for Nehemiah Week this year. She's going to be talking about strength through our diversity, and she'll be talking about a lot of these, but you can see her live, virtually live at least, at Nehemiah Week. Anamaria, then chapter 6, you say, some water, please. Getting to know the S culture. Tell us about that.
This is a very dear culture for us, and that's the culture that are the Indian culture, the Palestinian, and the Philippines. Not many people know, Patrice, that the Indian culture holds 68% of the wealth of the United States.
Wow.
And the reason why we don't know that is because they are quiet. They are very into themselves in their own families. So they are not blowing off or parenting their wealth. They are so they own the majority of the hotels in the United States.
Wow. And
so if we don't have business with them, we are missing a big piece of the pie. Now, in order to penetrate that culture, you need to be able to connect with somebody from that culture. Because they are close culture, and if they are not known by somebody that know that person, they don't open up their circle. I have a client who validates my chapter that we are talking about. He's Abdullah Taru. He's from Pakistan. And we were invited, our group of coaches were invited to the annual conference for the Minority Certifications Organization, the National Florida Minority. And we brought one of each of the cultures in the panel. And we started with a prayer, very powerful prayer. And then he who is Muslim came after that and came to me and said, how do you have the courage to pray when you have people from other cultures like me sitting here? And not even that, I am so mad, but at the same time, I love it that you did it in such a respect, that you did not offend me, but I am telling you, I need to meet with you and I need to have you as my coach.
Wow.
And that's how we started the relationship with Abdullah Taru. And not only he is our client, he validates my book comments about his culture. He hired us to help him to open the Hispanic culture market.
Wow.
And he had about 3 or 4 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, 21 years, 22 years, 23 years, 24 years, 25 years, 26 years, 27 years, 28 years, 29 years, 30 years, 31 years, 32 years, 33 years, 34 years, 35 years, 36 years, 37 years, 38 years, 39 years, 40 years, 41 years, 42 years, 43 years, 44 years, 45 years, 46 years, 47 years, 48 years, 49 years, 50 years, 51 years, 52 years, 53 years, 54 years, 55 years, 56 years, 57 years, 58 years, 59 years, 60 years, 61 years, 62 years, 63 years, 64 years 3 to 4 new clients per month. When we introduce him to the Hispanic culture, he has about 12 to 14 new clients per month.
Wow.
And now he became an ambassador for the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. He became a person that sits in the economic committee of the city of Orlando. Very powerful man. And then he even hired me to teach his daughter, who at that time was 11 years old, a premature girl, and she to help her how to speak in public, because now she promotes a non-profit organization for premature babies.
Wow.
Very powerful to know people.
That is incredible. That is incredible. And then you said chapter 7, tea, my favorite drink, getting to know the sea culture.
Correct. I sleep every night with that culture, Patrice. The only thing that he doesn't have is the elongated eyes. And my husband is totally in the sea culture that reflects the Chinese and the Japanese in the American image. But that culture is very calculated, very conscientious, is very methodic. Everything they studied, researched. So you cannot come unprepared. If I am going to request a meeting with that culture, I better come prepared. An I culture person will forgive me if I don't have the answers. Don't worry about it. In the next lunch, you give me that answer. But my husband knows more of the product that he is buying than when he brings a vendor from that company. That's how much research and statistics and facts we need to come. So when I come to sell to them, I cannot come with just my material. I had to come with how it has been effective for other clients similar like them. I need to tell them that our company is recognized in the industry. I need to tell them that these are the facts, why is a return on investment that is valid for them.
Wow, I love it. And then last but not least, you conclude chapter 8, the coffee shop, an invitation to mingle generalities, an invitation to mingle. So, so tell us about this. You kind of bring it together into a coffee shop. I mean, that is so creative in how you did that. So tell us about this coffee shop chapter.
Well, Patrice, in the coffee shop, we usually had all the different flavors that we have spoken about it. So each one of us can select the drink, but we are mingling together. This also is valid for corporations. Corporations are well known by the groups, supportive groups. So they have the Hispanic supportive group. So all the Hispanics of that corporation are part of that group. All the African American supportive group. That creates more segregation that mingle it together. What we want is to have a search for diversity engagement. So we want people to engage with one another. We want people to celebrate our differences and to celebrate learning and sharing with each other. When we do the training, Patrice, our purpose on every training is the people there, when they are taking the training and the coaching, they come 100% themselves. We hope that when they leave our coaching, they leave a person of a 200%. 100% themselves, loving their own identity. I love my cumbia, I love my coffee, I love dancing, but I also am 100% adapted to other cultures, and I celebrate eating the curry chicken, the spicy food. That's what each one of us can provide, something that is great.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So with that, so again, Anamaria is going to be our speaker this year at Nehemiah Week, August 10th through the, I think, 10th to the 15th of that week. You can come and hear her as she talks about strength through diversity. Anamaria, so real quick as we conclude here. So quickly, give me one word based on your book to describe this group. We're going to start with Asia, our Asia partners. What's the one thing you can say from your book that best describes them? What's the flavor for them?
Calculator.
Calculator. So let's now go to Africa.
It depends which part of Africa, because there is a portion of Africa that is an I group. They are very into relationships, but the part that you came from your royalty family, Patrice, is very hierarchical and a lot of respect to.
That's true. Wow. Then let's go to Europe.
Well, we can go either to French, where is a lot of the French, Italy, Spain. They are the I cultures because they flavor the wines. They love parties. They love cultures. We have great museums. We have a lot of things. But if you go to Russia or Germany, it's very restrictive and very determined.
Wow. Let's go to Latin America.
Well, it depends if you go to Mexico. Mexico is a lot more relaxed, a lot more take your time, a lot more it will eventually happen. If you go to Colombia or Argentina, it will be more of to make it happen and let it do it soon.
And let's close at home. Let's come to North America.
Well, North American is a lot of fast-oriented task. Let's do it yesterday and let's do it fast. And if it doesn't work, it could be disposable.
I love it. Welcome to our coffee shop. Again, if you want more about this book, great book, you want to visit Anamaria at her website, ANPINTL or international.com, ANPINTL.com. You can get more of this book. And also there you can learn how to engage her as your coach, especially if you want to tap into a new culture, whether Hispanic, whether Asian, whatever it is, these tools work. If you want to build your team, she'll be speaking for Nehemiah Week in August.
Not only for that, Patrice, not only for that, but then we will add the ingredient of being a diverse supplier. And
I love it.
Complete open opportunities for growth in the business.
I love it. I love it. Well, Anamaria, people are listening to us from all over the world. Thank you guys for listening. Mimi, I see you. Thank you for listening. I even see my good friend, Cherie is here. Thank you, Cherie. Kenji is here. Thank you, Kenji. And of course, Sarah is here. Thank you guys for listening or watching. So they're watching and listening from all over the world. My question to you is, as we close here, what advice would you give them in this new COVID-19 environment as they seek to grow in their diversity, as they seek to take advantage of what you share with them in this new normal? What are some things for them to consider in growing their company?
Well, first of all, do not fear. God is faithful. And if they are part of the Nehemiah group, they mean that we are children of God. And as his children, he has protected us, and he will protect us, and he will bring more from what we expected. Sometimes we needed to prune before flourishing. And that's what I believe the COVID is going to be. We needed to prune our businesses, be focused on what we do best, and utilize it. Also, we need to be creative in what else can we offer that it will benefit our clients. We also need to have integrity and sensitivity. We need to are able to work with some flexibility. Not everybody has the same cash flow. We need to be able to have some flexibility on payments or on ways to other different type of payments. We need to be able to encourage our clients and know that we love them, not because of what they are, not because of what they give us, but because of what they produce for us. No, it's because how can we serve them to be successful? That's the key. That's the key.
Amen. Good advice. Well, Anamaria, thank you so much for having you. Looking forward to having you at Nehemiah Week to speaking for us. Again, if you want to more about Anamaria and to get a copy of her book, visit her website, anpintl.com, anpintl.com. With that said, if you want to be a part of this diverse community, if you have a thirst for diversity, where you can find Asians and Africans and Americans and Latin Americans and Europeans, we invite you to visit our website at eCommunity, NehemiahEcommunity.com, NehemiahEcommunity.com. There you can learn how you can be a part of this community where we can together transform the world through coaching, training, and access to capital. We welcome you to be a part. And let me leave you with these words. May the Lord bless you. And may the Lord enable you to steward the talent that you have before you, even in a diverse environment, to do it in such a way that you will hear those wonderful words one day. Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. He'll make you rule over much. God bless you. Anamaria, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Patrice. A pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
And thank you so much.